What's going on, good people? What's going on? Welcome to Back to the Classics, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. I am your guy, Jay Alonzo. Welcome back to another episode. Thanks for checking in with us. My co-host, shout out to my guy, K. Williams. He couldn't be with us today, but I got somebody uber special riding in the DeLorean with me today. This is a good friend of mine. This is an actor. This is a writer. This is an all-around superstar talent. And I'm definitely blessed to have him with me today. You've seen him on Survivor's Remorse. You've seen him on Shameless. You've seen him on American Crime Story. Is that too much? Should I keep going?
If you want to.
Damn.
You don't have to give him the resume.
I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that. Y'all make some noise for my guy, Catfish Jean. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, man? I'm doing well.
Listen. Let me start off by saying this. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on this show. Like, let me tell you something. I've known you now just shy of 7 years?
Yeah, since 2010.
Yeah, yes, sir. And I've watched you grow into something much bigger than I'd ever imagined. And first of all, shout out to you, man. Hats off to you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
For sure. So listen, before we get into this movie, I'm gonna give my audience the opportunity to get to know you and what you're about and who you are. So let me ask you this: what attracted you to begin a career as an actor?
What attracted me? So when I was a kid, it's all started when I was like in a magnet program in an art school. And I was in choir. So I started singing first. And then the professor, I'm saying professor, the teacher wanted me to learn opera. And I was like, man, I don't want to learn this shit.
Imagine your deep voice ass doing opera.
I was like, man, I mean, I think how old was I? Like 10, 11? At that time, I think I was I was tenor going into a baritone. Or is it baritone going into, it was one of those. I'm not even into singing anymore. But I was one of those, and I just didn't like it because I was in the singing group. You know what I'm saying? We thought we was going to be like Boys to Men, All for One. Shooby doop B2K. We thought we was gonna do the thing, but not all of us got into the art school, so we split up like a group. So I went solo, and I saw a drama class, and I saw people acting the fool in on the stage. I was like, yo, I really want to do this. And then I saw Raisin in the Sun. That's when I actually, right then and there, I was like, this is what I want to do with my life.
That's when you felt it.
That's when I felt it.
Word up. So, I know motivation is important within the acting profession. So, what would you say is your motivator currently, and how do you remain focused within your role?
Wow, what's my motivation? I think my family is my motivation.
Word.
My parents put me through college. They worked hard. They gave me a whole ton of money for this dumb school I went. Well, it's not a dumb school, but it's just like it was pointless for me to go to college. I love college, the experience and everything.
Right.
But it's pointless to get a degree these days if you're not becoming a lawyer, doctor, what have you, one of those fields. So my parents are the motivation because I want to, my dad retired and my mom, she's still working, and I would love to give back to them and be like, yo, stop working, go vacate somewhere, go do what you want to do.
Right.
Right. And it's just motivation for myself. I just, my parents came from a different country, and I just want to, for them to have me, your parents always want you to do better than them.
Right.
So, Yeah, man. I motivate myself every day to keep on pushing, keep striving. I know, because back in 2010, boy, I was like, I just graduated like in '09. I was like, oh man, this is rough. This LA is rough, but
Shit.
I just had to
Tell me
keep it
about it.
pushing, man.
Tell me about
It-
it. That the LA life is, most people who go to LA immediately assume that once you touch down and you're there, here comes Hollywood, and trust me, that's far from the truth.
it's far from the truth.
Far
Man.
from the truth. So, thinking back over your career to date, what has been your greatest accomplishment as an actor?
Oh man,
Because you've done so
My-
much. You've done so much.
I have. I would say they're. This is probably cliche, but I would say they've all been a great accomplishment to move me forward in my career. Because if I didn't do if I didn't do Shameless,
Hmm.
then I don't think I would be on Survivor's Remorse.
And you're now on your second season on the show, right?
I'm on the second season.
Okay.
The reason is one of the executive producers over there at Shameless is now the showrunner at Survivor's Remorse.
Okay.
So, everything ties itself together.
Absolutely.
Like if I look at it, everything ties, everything connects. Like me being an American crime,
Shout
me
out to that.
being shout out to that. Me
I saw
being
you on that. I saw you on that.
Thank you. Me being an American crime, I got connected with a guy that's on Shameless, Chris Bauer,
Okay.
and he was on American Crime, and so we got connected, and he's basically a good friend of mine. He's old. He's on True Bloods and all these shows, but now he's like he's a good friend of mine, and it's like everything is connected. I'm looking at everything as it's a connection, man.
Right.
All this stuff, all these roads connect to each other to get me to where I need to go.
That's what's up, man. I know as far as the inspiration, you said it's yourself and it's your family. Who are your favorites? Like, what actor or actors can you look at as, yes, he's in my top 5 or my top 10, he or she?
Okay. Wow. My top 5. Viola Davis is one.
Shout out.
Martin Lawrence is another one.
Yep. Shout out.
Yaphet Kotto is another one.
I didn't expect that one, but definitely a shout out for sure.
Wow. This is so. Who else? I don't want to count the. Everybody got the Denzels, and
Right.
all
The
that.
cliche answers, right.
The cliche answers. I have 2 more that I'm like, yo. I'm like, and there's some young, like Mahershala Ali.
That's my guy. That's definitely my guy.
Like, I watched a lot of his stuff, and I was like, yo, this guy is a beast. And I would say I wouldn't say top 5, but these are just, man. And it's one more person, Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah, Queen Bassett, Queen Angela.
Queen Bassett.
You better believe
Queen
that.
Angela.
You better believe that. Me and her went to the same church. I never talked to her, but we was in the same church, so it's almost like we were connected in a weird way.
Yeah, man.
All right, so what advice can you give the future actors or actresses of this new generation?
Man, what advice? Keep pushing.
Word up.
There's a lot of people out there. They're doing sketches, which is great. You got all these different platforms now that you could put your stuff on, and you'll be all good.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And one of my boys, I'm gonna shout him out, Daryl Lake. So Daryl Lake, we've been here together. He's from here, so he was here prior to me.
Right.
And he was pushing, uh, and then he got his own show. He wrote his own show. He's like, bump it. I'm gonna put out my own show. Now his show is on Warner Brothers platform called Station 12,
Okay.
and now he have all these big wig agents and managers trying to chase him down. You know what I mean? It just shows me, do your own, and somebody will find you, and just make sure you remember why you start doing this, because you loved it. Don't look for the fame. Don't look for the fame and the money so soon, because there was a lot of times when I did things for free simply because I wanted to do it and I wanted to work on myself
Right.
and on the craft. Like, if I can work on it, why not? A lot of people think about, oh man, nah, I got to get paid and blah, 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 blah. I look at it as an opportunity to work on my craft,
To perfect your craft. Yeah.
to perfect it and to get better and to learn more about myself.
Word.
Because a lot of people come out here and they think it's easy. They think, oh, I'm going to get out here and I'm going to find an agent and I'm going to keep it pushing. Nah, man.
Shit.
Nope. It doesn't,
Shit.
it doesn't work that way. For some it does, but for a lot of people, it doesn't work that way. So if you really want to do this, you have to go gun ho. Like, when I say there is no plan B, there is no plan B.
No.
Like, you can't think about, oh, well, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to go home. I never thought about that. Everybody always would ask me, what's your plan B? I'm like, I don't have one. How are you surviving? It's none of your concern. I'm surviving. I'm making a choice to be out here. Yeah, I'm hungry, and some days I couldn't spend this money because I had to put it towards this or whatever the case may be. But
Right.
you have to struggle. Like E.T. Thomas said it best, man. If you want it as hard as, I'm messing up his quote, but it's something about, you need to want it as hard as you want to breathe. Like, because breathing is so easy. It's so effortlessly. But if you get pushed down into the ocean or water and you're drowning, you are pushing so hard so you can take that breath of air.
Right.
So you need to push and don't get discouraged and just keep moving.
Man,
That's
listen,
all you need to do.
That right there is probably some of the realest shit ever, because you know my story. I moved to LA to do the exact same thing, to be in this huge city where roughly 85 to 90% of its residents are doing the same shit. So you now live in this huge cesspool to where you need to stand out in your own specific way, to that way you can be in demand and you can stand out from the other 2-3 million that are trying to go for the same exact job. That's why I started this podcast, because while I still have my undying love for acting and I want to do what I can do to perfect my craft, this podcast gives me the energy and the motivation to stay fully in tune with what I strive to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, the show, it creates nostalgia. So I feel like a lover of film, is an actor. They appreciate the ins and outs in the production of putting together a movie, whether the movie sucks or not. But blood, sweat, and tears go into the production of a movie. So here we are. We sit here now, 20 years later, talk about the exact movie that maybe not a lot of people seen back in the day, but us as actors, these type of films, they stick with you. Whether they're bad or not, they just stick with you. So that's why I thought it'd be a great idea to have you on the show today, because this movie that we're going to cover today speaks to exactly that. It's not everybody's favorite movie, but this is a movie. Go ahead.
I was going to say it's not.
It's not everybody's favorite movie, but it's definitely a movie that has, for the most part, stuck to you. Whether you loved it,
Yeah.
whether you hate it, you definitely know it. You know of it for sure.
Yeah.
So that's something I think that most actors they take with them when they do, finally make that trip to California or to New York or to Atlanta. You go out there as a fan first, and then you take what you learn and then you elevate from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Catfish, man. Yo, this gonna be dope. I'm looking forward to this for sure. Before we get into 2-minute drill, what are you working on next?
So right now I'm just I think I'm going back to Sexless.
Okay.
You remember me on Sexless?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going back to Sexless. They hit me up. So that's next, and also, man, I've just been focusing on doing stuff in Haiti, man, where my parents are from.
Ça passe. You already know.
Boule. Yeah,
You
man.
already
So
know.
I am like focused on that, and because at the same time, like things will come, things will go, and there's some opportunities out there that I think going to be good for me in the next couple of weeks. But you know how this business goes, man. It's like it could be like, yes, it's yours, and then all of a sudden, no, it's not. So
Oh yeah.
I don't even try to think about those things anymore because it would dawn on you. So I try to do like stuff that I love and my hobbies to keep my mind off of that stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm really diving into like building some stuff in Haiti and like a community center for the kids so they could have a place to study. They could be their little mini library, and because a lot of places they don't have a lot of community centers. B, a lot of places when the lights go out, the lights go out.
Right.
There's no like, it's one of those countries like the lights would be on, and then all of a sudden the government go, y'all not having lights today, and there's no light, so kids could go somewhere and actually go study.
Right. Exactly.
So that's one of the things I'm really focused on.
Well, you already know, man. If you need any kind of help, let me know. I'm down.
Yeah, and also the movie that I worked on, that we're doing the reshoots for, that should be coming out, and hopefully in October. But there's two film festivals, two big film festivals that they're talking about sending it to, because these are the same people that produce Selma and 13th, and so they're in cahoots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully it goes to TIFF or Sundance. I'll be like, hey, I'm in Sundance, or I'm going to TIFF.
Fuck it.
Toronto Film Festival. You know what I mean?
Word.
So yeah, man.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I definitely wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. The Haiti thing is definitely something that is inspiring to a lot of people, for sure, especially with those with connections to that beautiful country. So let's move on to 2-minute drill. So are you ready for 2-minute drill, man?
2-minute drill. Let's rock.
Let's do it. All right. So I assume you've heard the show prior too, so you know how 2-minute drill rocks. You go through we rapid fire questions to each other, and the person with the most questions right will kick off the actual real talk portion of the show.
Okay, so this is about the
movie.
Boom. All right,
for sure. Let's do it. 2-minute drill starts now. All right, let's do it. According to his lawyer, if Poe pled guilty, how much time would he receive?
7 years.
No, that is incorrect, sir. The lawyer said if he pled guilty, he would have got 4 and served 1. But he pled guilty and he got 7 to 10.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought you meant.
All right, your question. Do it.
Okay. Who wore clog-like shoes all through the film?
Oh my God!
Like Haitian sandals.
I'm gonna guess it wasn't Johnny 23, was it?
No.
Shit.
It was Larkin.
Damn it! All right, you got that Haiti in him for sure. Ça passe. All right, let's do it. What event is synonymous with Poe's release date?
His daughter's birthday.
Correct, sir.
Is on me.
Yes, sir.
What did Baby O need to survive?
Baby O needed his insulin. He was a diabetic. Okay, that's 1-1. We got, how much time we got left? We got 34 seconds. All right. Who plays Pinball Parker?
Dave Chappelle.
That's correct, sir. 2-1.
It's on me.
It's on you.
What song did Shimmy sing?
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Boom.
Okay, all right. We got. Here we go. Okay, 7 seconds. Name the theme song to the movie that plays both in the beginning and at the end of the movie.
God.
10.
I don't
9,
know.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so the song is "How Do I Live." It's sung by both LeAnn Rimes and somebody else, and this is by far the most annoying part of this movie.
It's very annoying.
It played,
that's why I don't.
I mean, it's the beginning and the end.
That's why I didn't know it.
All right. Well, it looks like, let me see. I got 3. You got 2. So that makes I'm the winner on this thing. Thank you,
Ding,
sir.
ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Ding, ding. Con Air, original release date June 2nd, 1997. Shares opening weekend with a movie called Buddy. I've never seen it. Box office total of $224 million with a
Jesus.
yes, sir, with a production budget of 75. So they made money. They made bread back.
They made a whole lot, especially back in
97.
97.
Yes, sir. But see, you know, the funny thing about 97 and Nicolas Cage, like Nicolas Cage was running the 90s back in them times.
Yes,
like,
he was.
This was the first time I seen an actor open 2 big movies in the same month. Because don't forget, Face Off comes out like 2 weeks later.
Yep.
Yeah, like 2 weeks later. So I was like, this is how you know Cage was like one of the kings of 90s film for sure.
Yeah.
This movie currently holds a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. You think that's fair?
I think it should probably be lower.
Okay, like lower down to what?
Probably 48, 47.
I mean, I can give it a solid 50, a legit 50. The writing's horrible.
Watching it again, I'm like, oh God. It's like one of those things. Okay, if you watch Scarface, right? When I went back home to Miami like 3 weeks ago, I sat down and watched 3 hours of Scarface, and I was like, oh my God, this is cinema. This is amazing.
Incredible movie.
Watching Con Air, I was like, I can see why a lot of people hated it, because back then, like a lot of people liked it. Because it's like, oh man, action. Oh, this is dope. It was good for that time.
Yes.
But it's not one of those things that, like you said, somebody said, hey, what's your favorite movie? Hey man, that Con Air.
Con Air is that shit though. Like, what?
That's that shit. Like, what?
Well, it's another thing as well. Like, not only Nicolas Cage was like the reigning king of the 90s, but don't forget the Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer production. You know, at that time, I mean, these dudes had bangers under their belt. We talk about the first Bad Boys. We're talking about Crimson Tide, The Rock. We're talking about Con Air. We're like these dudes were known to like blow shit up. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You know, so even back in them times, I remember when we were younger, and I got very much familiar with that Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer logo. So I knew when they were coming out with something like, oh yes, this right here is gonna be some blow 'em up shit, and I'm looking forward to it because like they were known for that. You know what I mean? Even with like Armageddon and all that, you know, like Jerry Bruckheimer Productions. Well, rest in peace, Don Simpson, but Jerry Bruckheimer, when they slapped this logo on something, you know what it was gonna be. So for that, you know, I felt like that's one of the main reasons why the movie actually sold. I mean, not to mention Nicolas Cage was the guy, but then you had John Malkovich, you had John Cusack, you had Ving Rhames, you had Dave Chappelle, you had Steve Buscemi, you had Danny Trejo.
You had Ty Granderson Jones.
Yes, all them cats.
You had, what's his name? I always forget his name, but he was you remember when we used to work out at LA Fitness?
Yeah.
He was the older cat. He was also in American Crime as one of the jurors.
Oh yeah. What's my man's name?
Gerald. Dang, what's his name?
Damn it. Is it Gerald Meany? No. That's not
What's
right.
his name? I will find it right now because I wanna do him justice.
I want to shout him out really quickly.
But yeah, what was so great about that film was there's so many stars like now.
Yeah, who are still working to this day.
That's still working. Michael T. Williams was still working.
Baby O.
What's his name? I'm gonna find your name, player. Jarvis Poindexter.
Yes, Jarvis Poindexter. I watched his name in the credits today when I watched the movie again, and I didn't. It didn't even like resonate with me until you said it. I was like, oh shit, him.
Yo, man,
that is so true.
It's so crazy, like to hear, because Ty, I'm really cool with Ty, and Ty would tell me stories about how they ripped that script to shreds
during production.
Like he was like, yo, man, they were like in Nevada for like 6-7 months, and he's like, yo, I had a bigger role and all that stuff, and they edit a lot of stuff out. I was like, damn. It sucks for actors, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and rewrites are never good, but at the same time, you're adding more things to do to the schedule. You're supposed to have been wrapped up, but then rewrites and reshoots. That's kind of just a part of the business. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, me knowing firsthand is that when you do rewrites, sometimes the prior revision is better than the new revision.
Right.
And it's just like, yo, why did you cut that? Or why did you edit that out? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I understand for sometimes, like, yes, you got to, for time-wise, you have to cut things down.
Right.
But, there's egos that's involved also. Just remember what you said. Nicolas Cage was the big star back then.
Right.
Could you tell me that Nicolas Cage, that was like Nicolas Cage's best work?
Not even close. Not even remotely close. Actually, I always had this thing I wanted to do because I feel like Nicolas Cage in his glory days, Nicolas Cage provided me with some of the best cinema I had ever seen. I'm talking about from his praised performance in Leaving Las Vegas. You got that gem. I love Face Off.
I love Face Off.
As corny as it is, I love Face Off. I think it's a fantastic movie. The Rock is a fantastic movie. Snake Eyes is a great movie. The First National Treasure, I think is great. He's had some gems. Now, in the same sentence though, he's also done some shit. Like you could tell Nick Cage, the actor, versus Nick Cage, motherfucker looking for a check. There's a serious difference between the two.
Yeah.
So in this movie though, Nick Cage is the Army Ranger, which by the way, they said he went to Alabama to like perfect the accent, and I think his accent is fucking horrible in this movie.
Garbage.
I mean, horrible.
Listen, I was watching it and I was like, what in the actual fuck is this?
You my hummingbird. Put the bunny back in the box. It's like a weird Forrest Gump sling blade thing going on. Yeah, I was just like, I know cats from Alabama. They don't talk like this. And you from Mobile like that?
But and that's the biggest city. Mobile, Alabama is the biggest city.
And he went out there to perfect his accent, and we got that. Put the bunny back in the box. So,
Oh, my name is Poe. My name is Poe.
Cameron Poe.
Uh,
I'm looking forward to
yeah,
seeing my daughter.
we're not only two people I trust. Only two people I trust.
Okay,
It's my
let me
and
first
you.
let me first acknowledge the writing in this movie is horrible. I mean, horrible. Some of the overall premise I dug, but the dialogue between characters are just throwing them against the wall, seeing what sticks, and you can clearly tell rewrites were happening while filming. You can definitely tell because a lot of plot points don't see themselves all the way through. And then certain characters are there for a second, so it makes you think like, well, were they written to be a main character? But then during the rewrites, now they're like just disposable. I feel like I feel like Pinball had a bigger role, but they just killed him off because of rewrites.
No,
it's like, all right, but overall though, this movie, it's special. It's definitely special. I know the director Simon West has not done anything really special since then. He did the second Expendables, or the third Expendables, one of the two, and he also did the Mechanic movie with Jason Statham. I can think of nothing else he's done since then.
Me either.
So, but yeah. Anyway, so Nick Cage, he's the honorably discharged Army Ranger Cameron Poe. He comes home. He sees his wife at the bar. Of course, you got these three hillbillies. They're kind of egging him on, trying to talk to the wife.
Yeah.
And they start shit. And of course, they're leaving the bar. The guys come outside to get a little fight going on. He kills one of the guys. The other two take off. Now, this is how fucked up like the judicial system actually is, right? Because even as a vet.
Or a Army Ranger at that.
An Army Ranger at that. Defending your wife can still get you 10 years, 9 years.
And that's one thing I was like, see, back then I was like, maybe I don't understand how the judicial system works.
Right.
Okay, I get it. He has to go to jail, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like, he was defending himself.
And his wife.
And so casualty happened. I would think you'd be like, okay, self-defense, he'd walk off, keep it moving. But no, that's not how it happened.
Not to mention he had the worst lawyer in history. Like, he comes in and says, listen, if you plead guilty, they're going to give you 10. If you plead not guilty, they're going to give you 10. You plead guilty, they'll give you 4, you serve 1. The minute he said guilty, just like, yep, 9 years. Like, bruh, you fucking suck.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like you said with the writing was like, like this wouldn't really happen.
Right.
Try to figure something. Let him go crazy. How his wife was saying, oh, this looks like the old you, and I don't want it to be the old you. Like if he walked out and the dude said something, and he just pulled out the gun and just bow, 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 killed them. Then I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, I realized that they never really explored what was the old him.
Exactly.
Like that's the old you coming out. Well, what would the old him do? Would he kind of just beat up the dude, or should the whole place up? Like what would he do exactly?
And I think being an Army Ranger, you would have more like resistance,
right,
of messing with civilians
because you know what you can do. You know what you're capable of.
You know what you're capable of.
Exactly.
That's one thing, because I started to look at other things differently, and I was just like, okay. You have Army Ranger, okay, so that means you're the top. You're like a Navy SEAL.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden you're gonna go ape shit on some dudes. Like you were like, all right, man, appreciate it. And another thing, like if you're at a bar wearing your military clothes, knowing how those red states are,
right?
People would have gone up like, hey man, don't mess with such and such. thank you, man. Thank you for fighting. Blah 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 blah.
Exactly. Especially in a bar where pretty much everybody knows who he is, and they know that he just came home. So you got these three Peckerwoods pretty much trying to try him. I go nobody in the bar be like, "Hey, fall the fuck back. That's Cameron Poe right there. Have some respect." Da da da. And it was just it wasn't that. They wait till he get outside in the pouring rain to try him. And how did he kill the dude anyway? Like I to this day I don't really know how he killed the dude.
I guess he killed him with his bare hands. I don't really know how he killed him. I was watching it. I was like, I think he punched him or he fell or some like. He punched him in the nose. He punched his nose up to his brain, I guess.
Okay, yeah. Okay, got that. Okay, because when he pulls out the knife, when the guy pulls out the knife, I always thought he took the knife, switched it up, and like put it in the dude.
No. He punched him dead. He used one of his Army Rangers moves. Cow! Click, cow. And then, that's how he died.
Got you. So here we are now. We're at 8 years later, and we got it was the little.
Hold up. Can we wait? How did his hair get so long?
Well, technically, he served 8 years, so I'd imagine if 8 years, he's been sitting there. I'm sure he has been cutting it. But, he's been a lot of working out, a lot of writing letters to his daughter, his baby bud. And I assume just waiting, counting time, I guess his hair just got long. So by the time we get that scene of him getting off the bus and his hair's blowing in the wind, looking all luxurious, he ain't really did much with it. So I assume his hair got long like that.
That was so weird to me.
Why was it weird to you?
Because the montage of how it worked, like he got sentenced, he went to as soon as he went in the jailhouse, like they show him in jail, his hair is long, and it started from him talking about, I'm writing a letter to my my wife or my little girl, and he's showing but the pictures are going in sequence,
right?
Like as she's aging, you know what I mean?
And his hair.
So that's why it was so weird to me.
Maybe his hair doesn't grow as fast as others. Only because, if you really think about it, it's like, well, in 8 years, if you don't do nothing to your hair in 8 years, I'd imagine you have like a nice little shag going. But maybe, just maybe, he probably trimmed it in jail. You know what I'm saying? He probably, had one. Probably Baby Yo probably hooked him up with something. You never know. But I figure in 8 years, you get that country boy look. That's your hero. That's what you got.
And he basically just sat in the jailhouse. He sat in his cell.
Yep. During the prison riots and everything. He just sat there. He ate when it was time to eat. He pissed when it was time to piss. He went to sleep when it was time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let me ask you this. You doing time, you served 8 years, right? And of course, when you're approaching your release date, right?
Uh-huh.
But they're telling you that you're going to catch a ride home on a prisoner aircraft called the Jailbird.
I'm straight.
How does that make you feel?
I'm going to be like, can I catch a bus?
Yeah, like can I get a Greyhound going,
Exactly.
Can I get a Southwest or something like that? I mean, like, these are all killers and rapists, and these people, they're not going home. I'm going home. That's different.
Exactly.
So
I would have been like, why are you putting me on this if I'm going home?
Just hitching a ride. You hitching a ride. You put me on a Greyhound in, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Put me on the Megabus. I'm cool with that. Shit.
Put me on the Megabus.
Word up. So we meet Baby Yo, played by Michael T. Williamson. We know he's a diabetic. And he's also pretty much being transferred with Poe, not being paroled, but he's being transferred with him. And you can kind of tell, they're back and forth. Baby Yo was the only friend that Poe actually had on the inside. So it was a genuine love and care for the guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the transfer itself is being overseen by Vince Larkin, played by John Cusack. And now, real quick, Cusack as an action star, does it gel with you?
It didn't really work.
No, when I think John Cusack, I think like Gross Point Blank. I think, maybe 1408, which is not an action movie per se, but it's more of a horror flick. But when it comes to you like jumping over cars and riding motorcycles, doing that American badass shit, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
With the Jesus sandals though.
With the Jesus sandals on. How are you running with Jesus sandals on?
Like
you didn't trip? You didn't trip one time?
He didn't trip. Rocks didn't get in his shoes. Like those are some bulletproof, rockproof.
And when you run, them shits don't flap when you run. Flop, flop,
Yeah.
flop, 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 flop. They don't stay connected the entire time.
I think of John Cusack as the comedic relief.
In a sense.
And I think that's why he was probably in this film. Just because how they had, like, you look at things differently. Like, as you say, you watch it again. I see this guy walking in with these sandals on, with socks. And he gets behind the guy. And he starts mocking him. And right then and there, it just tells you why he's there.
Right. Exactly. He's your guy. He's your good nature guy in a sense, but he's also there to kind of run the show. And of course, you have the DEA head played by Cole Meany, who is a dick as soon as you meet him. He's a fucking dick. And so you kind of hope something bad kind of happens to him, not directly, but something bad. Of course, the car gets fucked up, but be trying to play it off like he didn't care about it, but still.
Yeah.
But now I think this part was so cool because it reminds me of what Suicide Squad is doing today, right? When we get introduced to the criminals on the plane, it's like criminal flashcards, if you will,
Yeah.
And I thought it was so dope because we got Cyrus the Virus, our main bad guy, really. You got played by John Malkovich. You got Diamond Dog with Ving Rhames.
Johnny 23.
Johnny 23 by Danny Trejo.
Swamp Thing.
That dude's dope. I've always enjoyed that guy in different shit. And then, of course, Billy Bedlam. He's one of those dudes. And then, don't forget the ultimate dude that sells you out down the road, Francisco Sandino. The dude who sets this whole thing up just to fuck them off in the end.
Yep.
Yes. So it's like a criminal flashcard game, which I thought was great. So the DEA have a guy to go undercover. They're trying to give him a gun, but Cusack is telling them like, no, nobody rides on these jailbird planes with guns. They just don't. But the DEA head is such an arrogant douche. He slips a gun on the dude anyway.
Exactly.
And it's almost like as soon as the plane takes off, the shit just hits the fan immediately.
And it was quick, fast. It wasn't there wasn't a build.
It just starts. It just goes.
It just goes through.
It just starts, And Dave Chappelle pulls out this thing of gas he had. I guess he had swallowed prior to.
Yeah, like this kerosene.
Yeah, and a little safe tube for his body that wouldn't explode in his body, which is smart. But he pulls it out, sprays the dude next to him, lights him on fire to pretty much incite the riot on the plane, which gets Diamond Dog, who already been working on getting the cuffs off, and Cyrus the Virus, who also been working on getting the cuffs off. And now the shit has just hit the fan completely. You know what? The one thing I will give this movie credit on, this movie runs about 2 hours and like maybe 5 minutes long, but it flows so fast, it don't even seem like it's that long.
Yeah, it's all action.
It's all action. Yes, it's all action. So, they kill the first officer, and now I'll say this: the officer that's outside, he's all kind of just talking shit about all the dudes. Talk about Baby Yo had to pull off his do rag, and that dude, he's a dick, and I was looking forward to him dying because like why being a dick? There's no point.
Guard Faison.
Guard Faison. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I thought he was gonna die. Like when you watch the movie, you like, oh, he's gonna die.
Oh yeah, first.
He's gonna be gone real quick.
Oh yeah, real quick. So at this point now, Cyrus, Diamond Dog, they're out, and this is when we get basically Cyrus the Virus. announcing to the prisoners that they've taken over the jailbird, and we get the official name of the movie, Welcome to Con Air.
Yeah.
Corny, but effective.
Very corny.
but effective though. So this is when the undercover DA agent decides he's going to be the hero in the situation. He gets up, he pulls his gun out. DA, don't you fucking move! And he could be this badass and all that. The thing is that you could tell when he got on this plane, he had no clue what the fuck was going to happen. And if it was going to happen, he had no clue how the fuck to handle it.
At all.
At all. You're on a plane with murderers, rapists, the list goes on and on. You think they give a shit about that one person you got on with you? They can care less.
Exactly. He was like Cyrus, I don't care about that crackhead nigga you have, blah blah blah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And then he started talking bad about the chick, and I was just like, oh God, what's her name? Something Bishop.
Bishop.
Sally Bishop.
Is it Sally Bishop? Yeah. It's definitely Bishop though, for sure.
Guard Sally Bishop.
Definitely Bishop. Got you. So he grabs Pinball as if they're going to care about Pinball getting shot. And as he's trying to take control of the situation, you got Poe, who's creeping up towards him like, listen, this is something you cannot control right now.
Mm-hmm.
Put the gun down, calm down, and, we'll get through it. And he's like, nah, you think I can't handle it? You think I can't handle it? And as we know for a fact that you can't handle it, one of the other dudes walking up behind him manages to get his attention, and he gets shot just like that.
He shoots the guy, and then
Cyrus shoots him.
And then Cyrus shoots him.
Yeah. Yeah. See? Had you listened, you'd be all right. So at this point right now, Poe, he feigns cooperation with the other prisoners as they're preparing to offload the guards, and the captain disguised as prisoners at Carson City. Right now, one of my notes about this particular part, right, was going back to the question earlier. Why is Poe flying home on a plane with murderers, and he's getting out, and they're not getting out? Why is he on his plane?
God. Oh God, jeez! I would have been like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, because like Baby Yo, I understand. He's getting transferred. Poe's getting out. Why is he on his fucking plane? I would sue somebody. Who can I sue for that?
It basically they didn't care.
Nah, not at all.
They did not care. But the thing is, when they start asking, like, hey, there's it was 6 or 7 people needs to be out.
Yeah, like 6 people. I think 3 had to be white.
Yeah, I would have been like, if I was Poe, I'd have been like, okay, I'm here. I'm leaving. I'm out. And that would have been the end of the movie. But I would have been like, yo, why did you not get out? It's asinine to me to believe somebody would be like, oh yeah, I want to stay on this plane.
I'm gonna stick it out.
Hell no.
I want to save the day. No, bro. The minute this bitch lands, I'm off. Y'all could do that. I'm off though.
It just wasn't. See, a lot of the stuff on there it wasn't believable.
Right.
It's not believable at all. You're just like, who would do this, or who would swallow kerosene, and where did he get the type of match that he had? I don't think you could find that type of match in jail.
Well, don't forget, this is 1997, so I'm sure the rules are probably a bit different back then. Back in them days, you can get anything in prison. So to come across a match like that shouldn't be too hard to do. Plus, this is Chappelle's playing a crackhead. They can get anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really see it being that much, unbelievable. What I find unbelievable is that first of all, Poe puts a recording device in like in Sim's pocket or something like that. He's already dead, but put him on. I guess put it with one of the tied up guards, And so the transfer goes through anyway. Now, this is what trips me out. These fools who are waiting for the prisoners, right? You could just tell. I don't know whether it's the sandstorm that throws them off or they just got other shit to do. They don't like, usually I would imagine if you're doing a transfer of prisoners, you got people waiting for you as you land. They're going to come on the plane and see what's going on the plane.
Yeah.
Bring who you got to bring out, and then you do what you got to do. So they're playing the fool by having Cyrus the Virus pretty much act as a prison guard and to be like, yeah, so these are your guys. We're out. I'm going to take these guys over here. And that's what we get Swamp Thing. We get Sally Can't Dance, the transvestite drug dealer. And we also get Garland Green, played by Steve Buscemi.
That was just so weird to me. Like, you couldn't tell these guys were convicts.
The way they move, the way they act, the way they talk, they don't look like cops.
They do not move like cops.
At all. You know? So, Pinball takes the aircraft's transponder, plants it on a small sightseeing aircraft. Just as Larkin discovers information in Cyrus the Virus's cell that indicates the exact plan that's carrying out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, that's 90s movie for you for sure. Because if for some reason the bad guy always finds a way, or correction, the good guy chasing the bad guy always finds a way to come across the bad guy's plans, either before they jump off or as they're jumping off.
Yeah.
You know, like as they're in motion. You know what I mean? And another part I thought was just so dumb as shit was as Larkin discovers that they're going to Carson City. And he tells them, like, listen, don't touch nothing. The one cop decides to touch something and blows up the whole fucking cell.
Idiot. So that's the thing. That's why I look at the writing and I'm just like, a lot of stuff is just off.
Just didn't make any sense. You know, it made no. You know, Cyrus, who is an overall smart villain.
Yeah.
Just the way certain things play out is just rewrites. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It just a lot of it didn't make any sense.
It had a lot of dummies around them, and I was just like, oh god.
Yeah. So and so we get to the part. Well, first of all, once noticing that the police cars are headed that way, they jump back on the Jailbird or Conair, and then they take off again. Now, Malloy, who's the dickhead DEA head, he berates Larkin for assigning incompetent guards to the transport aircraft, and pretty much chases off after the transponder, which we now know is on the tourist plane. And like dumbass, they chase that plane instead of chasing Conair, right?
Yeah.
This just goes to show our law. They've been dumb for quite some time.
Very.
Yeah. They've been dumb as shit for quite some time.
They've been doing bullshit for a very long time.
you just don't know when to quit the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know where did the bullshit stop. But
yes.
you would think they're with you. They're not with you. So the plan is now they're gonna fly to Lerner Airfield, where the plan is to have Sandino's guys meet up with Cyrus and those guys to switch planes and then take off. Right?
Yes.
Little do they know, Sandino had a whole different plan.
Yep.
And so they get to Lerner Airfield, they want to know, where the hell's your guy at? He'll be here. Just chill out. They've been there. Now, I'm going a bit far, right? So they get to Lerner Airfield. I want to get your opinion on this particular line that Nick Cage, Poe, gives Cyrus. And I believe it's Sarah, this is your barbecue and it tastes good. Who wrote that?
Probably Nicolas Cage himself.
Is that improv? Was that improv?
That was probably improv. I'm dead serious. Like, I like hearing about people on the show or on the movie. Yeah, he was they told me, yo, man, they were just on Nick Cage nuts
for everything,
and they just let him rock, man. They just let him rock.
Sour, this is your barbecue and it tastes good.
Like, why would you even say that?
What does that mean? Like,
It's stupid.
well, you know what? There's another one as well. There's another line, but it's in the same scene, but it's way later. And that line is like, okay, this is stupid. This is for sure stupid. So at this point right now, they're at Lerner, a former airbase that Sandino has arranged for them to get picked up to a non-extradition country. Poe finds Pinball's body stuck in the landing gear.
Yeah.
So we now know what happens to Pinball. The convict, not having made it back in time, and secretly writes a message to Larkin about Lerner airfare before pushing it out the aircraft. Now, this part was fucking insane because it's not every day a body just falls from the sky.
Just falls.
I mean, just falls from the sky.
Right after, and it falls in a car right after it's been shitted on.
Yes. If that ain't bad luck, I don't know what is. I'd take a bird shit on my car before a body any day.
But did you notice? This was so funny to me. The body falls, right?
Mm-hmm.
The body is frozen.
Yes.
Like, it is frozen.
Right.
So
That's what killed him.
Yeah, I know. So it should be like a hard body.
Right.
Right? He throws it off. You can see the legs moving.
It's limber.
Okay.
Yep.
It's very limber.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the car falls on the Volvo, Volvo is the safest car in the world.
Yep.
That's what it was known for at the time.
At the time, right.
And it just demolished the whole damn car.
Well, think about it. If the body is falling from that altitude, from that high up, right, and if it is in fact frozen, by the time the body hits the car, it's like a huge ass boulder hitting your car. So it kind of made sense. I just thought that throwing his body off the plane was just a bit much. Like, granted, he is dead, and the best way to get your message to Larkin is to write it on his dead body and throw it out the damn plane.
Exactly.
I get it, but I'm like, you couldn't find another creative way to do this. Just throw a damn body up.
And then, like, the body, his face is still the same
as he's falling.
Like, no. I'm saying the face is still the same. So no broken teeth, no nothing. It's just like, I was like, God, man.
They didn't think that far ahead.
So fake.
They didn't think that far ahead, especially when, if you think about it, if you're gonna throw a body out of a plane, you have no concern over where that body's gonna land, who is gonna land on, what is gonna land on. It may land in straight water, then your whole plane is fucked.
Or, well, weren't they around Vegas?
No. When they throw Pinball's body out, they're in Fresno. They're passing through Fresno.
So you trying to tell me Fresno? Get the fuck out of here. Fresno doesn't look that good.
Yes, the body lands in Fresno.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah.
They shot this movie in Nevada, in Vegas.
Yes.
Or Reno. I think Reno.
It's Carson City for the most part, and then they shot a little bit in Reno, and I think they did like maybe 2 legit scenes in Vegas.
Okay.
But it's supposed to pass as Alabama. It's supposed to pass as a few other places as well, because we've all been on a plane before, right? So if we're flying from Alabama to, I'm gonna assume, I don't know where they're flying to, but Alabama to California is not no hour flight. So
not at all.
How we get here so fast is beyond me. But I guess for time in the movie, we'll just let it slide.
That's how fast. I was like, yo, people are just not. They weren't thinking, man. They were just saying, hey, we'll just do this, and nobody would know. They're
too into the action. They're not going to care. Like, no, we travel as well, sir. We know exactly how far this place is from that place. There's no way you left Alabama in high sunlight and got to Fresno, California, and it's still high ass sunlight. No.
Exactly. Quick, fast, in a hurry.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. So Larkin finds out about the body, about Pinball's body from Fresno PD, and ordering the National Guard to head there while he drives to the airfield himself, and he takes Malloy's car instead of the Sanford Sun bucket he was going to take originally. So I thought that part was pretty cool because, Malloy's a dick, and I feel like his car needed to take the hit. If you're not going to hurt Malloy himself, at least fuck his car up. At least that way I would say, you know what? Cool, I'm good with that. Now this is where shit gets kind of hectic. Billy Bedlam is at the lower part with all the boxes and whatnot. He discovers what's really going on with Poe, right? Which I thought was crazy because Billy Bedlam, like I said, he's one of those guys to where you think he would at least ride with the movie for another 20 minutes at least. And he's only in it for maybe a legit 7 to 10 minutes, if that. And then it makes the fight that's going to happen between Poe and him not as good, except for the actual line of put the bunny back in the box.
Yeah. I thought he was going to be I thought he was probably going to be in the movie till the end.
Or at least be a tough fight for Nick Cage. You know what I'm saying? At least be that. And put the bunny back in the box. Why did you put the bunny back in the box? So they fight. And, of course, Poe kills him. It was a super quick-ass fight.
Exactly.
And then at Lerner, the aircraft overruns the small runway and grounds itself. There's no immediate sign of Sandino's dude, but I thought this part gets kind of crazy because when Poe breaks out, right, Poe is going to look for some type of syringe or something to get Baby O's insulin shot. And Sandino's dudes are in the damn sheds waiting for him to get there, right? Now, this is why I say there's going to be a line in here that when I first heard that, I'm like, this is stupid. Then I hear it again. I just laugh. It's so damn funny. And then Sandino's guys find Poe, and Poe goes, listen, if you let that shot off, you're going to have 20 psychotic felons outside, who heard it, and they're going to come here and they're going to kill you. And the dude puts a silencer on the gun.
Yeah.
And then the line goes, well, hooray for the sounds of fucking silence. I'm like, oh, damn, who wrote that? The improv?
Nick Cage. I was like, the funniest thing is, oh God, this is what bugs me. Nick Cage is a Army Ranger.
Right.
So as soon as he said, oh, you're going to have these 13 psychos coming after you, as soon as he point the gun back up and start putting the silencer on, or the suppressor on, I would have thought Nick Cage would have grabbed the gun from right
and started wrecking shit, But no, he had to get that line in. Well, hooray for fucking silence. Yeah.
Stupid.
Okay. All right. So at this point, Cyrus realizes Sandino's deception on planning on leaving them there, and almost in the nick of time, really, Sandino gets on the plane and the plane takes off. Well, at least try to take off. And then what does Larkin do? He has that crane or some shit.
Yeah.
And he smashed the back of the jet.
He did.
So obviously they can't go anywhere. Cyrus sees what's going on, and it was a cool death, but we didn't know enough about Sandino to really give a fuck about it. We just know he screwed Cyrus and them about it. So when the whole crew walks over there to pretty much kill him, and he goes, Cyrus, help me, man, help me. And he takes the cigarette from Swamp Thing and throws it on the gas, which blows the entire shit up.
I want to know how many takes that took.
Oh, yeah. Without laughing, without, if you flick it the wrong way, if it was a strong wind or some shit, you never know. But meanwhile, Johnny 23, assigned to watch for trouble, spots the approaching National Guard and alerts the others. But he's also trying to get some of the officers poon, trying to get his shit wet.
Yeah.
And of course, you got to shout out Baby O, because Baby O is pretty much dying at this point. But No matter what's going on, he's still letting Johnny 23 know, hey, pick on somebody your own size. You want to fight? Like, bro, you can't even breathe right now.
You about to die.
You about to die. Like, unless you get that insulin, you no good to nobody. So, I love this part because the prisoners, they all get equipped with like assault rifles that happen to be on the damn plane, which I don't understand why. But assault rifles, they have just a bunch of just armor, and they're gonna start shooting up the shit. So Larkin is able to save most of the troops using a bulldozer as a bullet shield, forcing the prisoners to retreat to the jailbird and prepare for takeoff. Now, going back to Johnny 23, obviously he has a line in the movie and in the scene where he basically tells the correction officer, the CO, that by the time you wake up, my name will be Johnny 24. Like, you're announcing a rape?
Exactly. That was so like, ugh.
Like, that's gross. You're pre-announcing a rape? That's gross. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, why would you? But then again, Poe comes to save the day.
He does, which I kind of imagine he would, because Baby O can't do shit for you. I figured 23 would either be shot down by Cyrus or Poe would come in and save the day. That's basically how I, really do see this whole thing playing out. So Poe's identity and his true intent is revealed to the prisoners when Diamond Dog discovers Billy Bedlam's corpse and Poe's possessions.
Mm-hmm.
So you're leaving trails all over the fucking plane at this point. Like, we know exactly who the bunny belongs to. We know who you are. You told everybody you was doing like a 15-year bid. Motherfucker, you got out today. Like, you've been lying. We know you've been lying. So, as Cyrus wounds Baby O, because Cyrus he has this suspicion that somebody tipped off the cops, right?
Yeah.
So the best way to figure out who tipped off the cops is grab the CO, put a gun to her head, and whoever tries to save her, you tipped off the cops. And you got to commend Baby O for that, because Baby O could have really just said it like, shit, I ain't saving that bitch. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
She wasn't going to give me no tail.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I won't get nothing out of this. I was still going to my cell come 9 o'clock tonight. And he stood up and said, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I'm slick, huh, motherfucker. And he gets shot. And, even then, when you look at Baby O and you look at Poe, you could just tell out of everybody on this plane, you two motherfuckers are way too kosher.
Too cool.
You're way too cool. When he stands to be like, yeah, I did it. Oh, no, I mean, he's just bugging out, man. Like, well, did you do it? Like, you're the only two arguing with each other and arguing with me about the situation. Meanwhile, everybody else, they chilling.
Yep.
So I happen to think that part was pretty funny.
But what wasn't it crazy when what scene was that? Like when Poe started to get mad and he's walking towards Cyrus,
mm-hmm.
or no, walking towards the front of the plane.
Yeah.
And the dude the dude shoots him in the arm and he doesn't even flinch.
Nah. Not even a little bit.
And just smash his head and go to the front of the plane like, bring the bird down.
Bring the bird down. land this bird.
Land this bird.
land this bird. I got a hummingbird at home that's waiting to see me. Put the bunny back in the box.
And the two dudes, like, they're in these fighter jets or whatever, or helicopters, fake Black Hawks,
mm-hmm.
and they're doing all this shooting inside the Con Air, and nobody's getting. Did anybody get shot?
Nobody got shot. Nobody got shot. Matter of fact, the worst even piece of violence on that plane was when Sally Can't Dance got slapped. That's like the worst thing that ever happened on the plane.
Exactly.
And he did that out of respect because, hey,
Like, I don't know. You might be a transvestite
So I'm
or
gonna just slap you real
transgender.
quick and just kind of give
I'm
you one
gonna
of
slap
those.
you real quick.
Now punch you. I'm gonna slap you real quick though. 'Cause that's a hate crime technically.
It's a hate crime.
Technically.
Today.
Oh,
It's
today that's
definitely a
definitely a hate crime. Absolutely. Open palm slap a bitch. Yeah. That's a hate crime, bro, for sure.
That's a hate crime. But these were like I would think coming from those planes or those helicopters. Those are 50 cal rounds.
Yes.
So you just tell me the 50 cal rounds just going pew 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 just sparking off, and those are big bullets, yo.
Those are they're big bullets and they're also like with the sharp edges.
Yes.
Those are piercing shit. Once again, nobody gets shot though.
Nobody gets shot.
Sally Can't Dance got slapped. That's about it.
Sally Kang Dance got shot. And then what else? When they start singing Steve Buscemi, he has the whole world
in his hand.
And then Ty said, what did he say? Shut the hell up. We about to die. I was like, oh, come on, really, Ty? They told you to say that dumb stuff.
Yeah, because it's in the contract, it's in the script. He didn't want to say it, but he said it. So at this point right now, after being persuaded by Poe not to fire, and Larkin revealing his identity as a parolee, Malloy finally gets his shit together and joins forces. And now we're trying to get the plane to come down, right? So when the two order the plane to land at McCarran International Airport, which is out here in Las Vegas, Swamp Thing is forced to crash land the plane in the only open paved surface nearby, which is the Strip.
That's never open.
Ever. For those of you who have never been in Las Vegas, that street is never open. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, there's people there. Trust me. All the time, all day, all night. It's never open. And then, with the constant development of the Strip, where the fuck do you land a plane at without destroying a building or two on the way down?
Movie magic.
Movie magic at its finest. And think about all the movies that have been shot in Vegas that are geographically incorrect.
Yeah, exactly. When I would have, in all honesty, that plane would have blown up.
Oh yeah, upon landing or crash landing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Crash landing, hitting all the. I would guess that plane was probably with the wingspan probably well over 60 yards.
Easy.
Basically, that would have been like, once you landed, your plane would have started turning because it's hitting palm trees, or it's hitting like the MGM, or that. I guess they hit. What sign did they hit? That "Welcome to Las Vegas" sign.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is why I keep saying like it's geographically incorrect, because technically, when the plane officially does land, I think they land like in front of like Circus or some shit. But when they get off the plane, they're like in front of the MGM. But then when everybody gets off the plane and Cyrus takes off, they're downtown, which is the complete opposite direction. So it's like, where the hell are you going? Like, now listen. Okay, so we know that Cyrus takes off, right?
Yeah.
On the fire truck that Swamp Thing drives. It's Cyrus, Swamp Thing, and Diamond Dog.
Yeah.
So if you look at it geographically, if you made it to downtown that fast, like from where they get off the plane, get on the fire truck and they head downtown, that in real life is about a 15-minute drive.
Yes, it is.
But as soon as they get onto the fire truck, they're already down there. It's like, wait a minute, what? That doesn't make any sense.
And they're in like a tunnel, correct?
Now that tunnel is not downtown. That tunnel is actually the McCarran Airport tunnel that goes to the 215, which also going away from downtown.
Hey,
and that's what shit.
You were like, because that was the thing. I said, hold up, didn't you hit the Vegas sign? But I was like, hold on, but you right in front of MGM. Hold up, this tunnel. Because I flew, well, not flew in, but I've flown out of Vegas before. Uh-huh. So I'm like, wait, this doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. That's like
it does. it doesn't make sense. B, it'll be so much traffic
So much traffic
that you're not maneuvering.
not that well.
You done. You just
Not
say,
that
you know
well.
what?
That's like robbing a bank in Hollywood, right? And you hop in a getaway car, and then like you go down 4 blocks. Now you're in Compton. That's not possible, sir. That's not possible. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You're not even in central LA for 4 blocks. You know, in 4 blocks, you're probably in West Hollywood, if that.
Exactly.
So they feel like, us, if we live in certain cities, we won't pick up on the fact that, that's not correct. That's not geographically correct.
But for the folks that don't know, they're like, oh, well, okay, yeah. Like I try to catch anything and everything. So when I watch films, especially about Miami.
Oh yeah, that's me about LA. That's me about Las Vegas. I know the certain things like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you drive down that block, you don't end up in that city. You just don't. But let me get your opinion on the final death scene of of Cyrus, Diamond Dog, and Swamp Thing. Which, by the way, that tunnel's not that long, by the way.
So Cyrus, he just happened to get on a conveyor belt that a thing is smashing, whatever it's smashing, and he happenly to land
on his head.
On his head.
Which, by the way, I have no idea where the fuck that even is in Las Vegas.
I was like,
no idea.
I was like, what the hell is that? I forgot how did Diamond Dog and
Diamond Dog dies when, I want to say, Cusack hops from the same thing that Poe did, but he hops from the bike to the top of the truck, in which Diamond Dog is on the outside of the truck shooting, so the bike runs directly into him, and then blows up basically once it hits him.
So the bike blows up once it hits
the back of the truck, which is where Diamond Dog is. Yes.
So okay, you mean to tell me? I'm acting like George Joe Brown now. So you mean to tell me a bike hit the back of a fire truck and it blows up, but a plane lands on the strip and it doesn't blow up?
Why didn't you just put the bunny back in the box?
Why didn't you put the bunny back in the box?
So that's how Diamond Dog dies, and I want to say Swamp Thing dies once the fire truck actually crashed. Oh yeah, yes, right, because his body flies through the windshield actually. So yeah, that's how he dies.
Didn't he have a helmet on?
He did, but obviously at that altitude, at that velocity, that's not gonna do nothing for you.
Oh, I thought that's why he put the helmet on in the first. So see, oh god, so he puts the helmet on the plane. And
so many questions.
And doesn't die, but he puts the helmet. He still has the helmet on in the fire truck, and he is launched out of the fire truck and dies.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Do we see where he lands? I don't think we see where he actually lands, though.
What did he land on?
I'm not sure.
Nah,
I'm not sure
where he landed on.
Well, yeah, I know he died. I know for a fact. So Poe thanks Larkin, tells him he is now someone who he can trust, which is a horrible line. Well, Mr. Larkin, I now trust 3 people. Is one of them me? Yes. Like, wait a minute, what? No, that's a horrible line.
Yes, man.
I now trust 3 people now. And so he goes to meet with Trisha and his daughter, and of course, cue the fucking music, and now the song's playing again. And they got the little exchange with the daughter, and then you get the "How do I be without you?" And so that happens, right? And I'm glad that, the movie does end on this moment. It doesn't necessarily end on that moment. It ends with Garland Green, Buscemi's character. His fate after the crash is basically he's a free man. He's gambling and drinking while on a winning streak in Vegas, seemingly giving up his life for crime, although it's not necessarily known whether the police catch up with him or not later. Now, the issue with that is they set Garland Green to be a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
And
I thought he was going to do something to the girl.
Man, I thought the same thing. I'm like, I've seen movies so many times. Like, did he kill the little girl? I hope he don't.
I thought he was going to do something to the little girl.
Man, I honestly thought he would too. But that's the movie. Con Air. 20 years later. Let me ask you this: could Con Air be remade today?
Seeing that they're remaking a whole lot of movies that shouldn't be remade, yes, they should remake this garbage.
Okay.
I wouldn't say, like, in Rotten Tomato, I said it should be like a 47, 48. Like, when I was back in the 90s, I always thought it's this grand, awesome film. You know what I'm saying? But looking at it today, like, I can't watch it. I could watch Major Pain.
Oh, wow.
Before watching Con Air.
My name is Major Benson Winterfoot Pain. Yo, listen, I did that monologue during high school because I couldn't think of nothing else, and I knew that one like verbatim, so I did that. And standing O, baby, standing O.
Yo, man.
All right, so let's get into takeaways. This is part of the show where we break down our favorite male character, favorite female character, least favorite character, a scene that can be cut out, and of course the iconic scene of the movie. So, as our guest on the show today, Catfish Jean, who's getting your That Guy award?
Who's getting That Guy award?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a Baby O.
Baby O? Why is that?
Baby O. Because, man, like, Baby O showed his loyalty. Baby O was like one of those guys that you don't know why he's in prison, but you like, man, I hope that guy get out, man.
Soon.
He seems like a real good dude.
Right.
He should, just for him being shot for the police and trying to help Sally, the guard, Sally Bishop.
Right.
He should get a pardon.
Yeah, clemency off top. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, who's getting your That Chick award? And not too many chicks in here, so pick wisely.
Sally Bishop.
All right. Why is that?
Because Sally Bishop, I think she was one of my crushes when I was a kid.
She was mine too, but I didn't get into her till the actress Rachel Ticotin, I think her name is. I didn't get into her. Yeah, I didn't get into her till. Remember the movie The Jackal with Bruce Willis and Richard Gere?
Yeah,
that's when I got into her. Yeah, I got into her cold.
What I'm trying to remember what movie I got into her, because I used to watch movies like crazy as a kid, and I used to watch Total Recall.
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Total Recall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's when I got into her. I was like, "Who is that?
Who is that? How can I get down with that?" Who's getting your This Fool award?
This Fool award?
Yes, sir.
Johnny 23.
Oh yeah, he earned that.
He's a rapist, molester. I can't. Nah, man, I don't do it. Nah.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you on that one. Cut that out. What scene are you cutting out of the movie? What just don't belong?
What scene doesn't belong?
Mm-hmm.
Can I say about 60% of
it? Shit, the opening credits, that can go. Goddamn, all that shit can go. It was like a 45-minute movie.
The scene I said should be cut out is well, there's a few, man. There's the one that when Larkin put the thing around so he could try to stop the plane.
Yes.
On the boulder or whatever that was,
mm-hmm.
and they shot it down.
Mm-hmm.
I I think the plane will pull that. B, they shot it like their aim was so great. Like their aim, it was like, yo, these dudes should be marksman shooters. Like I was like, you really shot this boulder?
We're too busy
And
shooting
so,
out Con Air. We're shooting out Con Air right now.
but check this out though. The whole movie, think about it. When they were shooting at the cops that were there, so I think they killed like probably 1 or 2 cops, but they killed that boulder.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Exactly.
So yeah, that scene should be taken out, and that bunny scene should definitely be taken out.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Put the bunny back.
Yeah. Why do you just put the bunny back in the box?
Oh God.
All right, and so give me your iconic scene, if any.
My iconic scene. Oh God. There weren't really an iconic scene for me.
The scene that when you think of this scene, you immediately think about Con Air.
The only scene I think about when I think about Con Air, because I've been watching this guy for a very long time, is when he's saying, "You got the whole world," and Ty says, "Shut the hell up, we're about to die." That makes me think about Con Air. I don't know. That's a scene that will pop up in my head all the time. I think it's because I know Ty also, so I will see that all the time.
Shout out to Ty.
Shout out to Ty.
Gotta get him up here one day.
Ty Granderson Jones. Yeah, but other than that, there really weren't any iconic scenes that made me go, "Oh, this is memorable."
That's the one.
That's the one.
Okay.
Oh, this is what made the movie.
Okay, I feel you on that one. For me, I'm gonna give my That Guy award to Poe because he's our hero and we kind of have to root for him. And my That Chick award was either gonna go to Bishop, the guard, or
Sally Can't Dance.
No, not Sally Can't Dance. But I was gonna give it either Bishop or Poe's daughter because it seems like Poe and his wife don't really have a legit relationship. It's more about him getting to know his daughter, which is understandable because he's never met her.
Yeah,
but I think for movie purposes, I'm gonna give it to Officer Bishop. She doesn't do much, but she does knock out Cyrus for a brief moment. She almost gets raped. She escapes a rape. She does what she can to get through this situation. My This Fool award. Now I'm gonna give it to Sally Can't Dance. Sally Can't Dance. Every character in this movie has a legit position. What is your position in this movie? Matter of fact, Cyrus tells Sally, if anybody gets close to us, you scratch their eyes out. Don't give him no gun, but he got them nails. He'll scratch the shit out you.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing that he's left to do is get bitch slapped by Poe, and that's pretty much the end of Sally Can't Dance.
That was What was it? Yeah,
served no purpose at all.
None. It was like, hey man, we need this guy to do a Tu Wong Fu.
Affirmative action. We need everybody to be represented in this movie.
Yes, exactly.
Cut that out. I'm gonna cut out the pulling of the car with the plane. There's a scene when the car is literally
Yes, that's right after they shoot the the little column down,
right,
and then the car gets stuck,
and it's just like in the air now, and it's super CGI, it's super green screen, but it's like, do we need that car to be there? I mean, we don't need it to be there at all. Like, we get it, but it's just, it wasn't distracting, but it was not to be like, what the fuck? Why is that there? So that's my issue with my iconic scene, though. I'm gonna go back to the criminal flashcard montage as he's introducing every single criminal, because even though these are all bad dudes, they don't really do all the bad shit they're known for. I mean, you know, Cyrus killed a few people for sure. Diamond Dog, I think he kills maybe like 2 cops, but besides that, they don't really do much that they're known for. You know, Johnny didn't rape anybody, you know, and certainly Buscemi's character didn't kill anybody, and we were all convinced he was going to kill the little girl.
Yeah.
So I feel like the introducing of these characters was, to me, makes the iconic thing. You know, Cyrus Grissom, a.k.a. Cyrus the Virus. And I thought that was pretty cool because it definitely sets up just how fucking crazy that these people are. So for me, I think that's probably the iconic thing that brings me back to Con Air. So, all right. So one last thing we got to do. We got quick hits. Quick hits is a part of the show where we go over fun facts about production, and then we kind of breeze through those real quick about things that were gonna happen, or things that did happen, or why didn't they happen, or why did they happen, or, you know, just don't do it again. So let's kick it off. We got John Cusack dislikes the film so much that he refuses to be interviewed about it.
Really?
Yes, that's honesty for you. That's honesty right there.
Wow. Hold up. Wait. So, time out. These are fun facts. You're asking me that it happened or didn't happen?
No. I'm just telling you the facts about the movie.
Okay.
And getting your response and such.
I would. Yep. I trust John Cusack on that. I would not want to, because I'm telling you, man, there is so much politics going on in this film, I think, that a lot of people don't know. That probably John Cusack probably had a bigger role, and they made him look like this guy, this little wimpy guy. And, you know, they can make movies do that. They can cut it a certain way, and you be like, hold up, what?
Like, where's my tough guy shit?
Yeah, what my good takes at? They putting all the bullshit takes in.
All right, John Malkovich was unhappy during production because the script was being rewritten virtually every day, and he had no idea how his character was going to turn out. Can you imagine being the villain in a movie and you don't know how your character ends because every day that's just being rewritten?
Dog, that would suck, bro.
Where's your motivation? Like, where's my head at with this thing?
That would suck.
That would totally suck. It sucks. I'm sure for him it sucked. In reference to the credit in memory of Phil Swartz was an effects specialist who was killed during the making of this movie when a rigged plane fell and crushed him.
Wow.
Damn. I say shout out to all the stuntmen who work on these movies for our enjoyment. People tend to forget that these are real people who do these real things, and not everything lands the way it's supposed to.
Damn.
And people tend to forget these stuntmen put their lives on the line for sheer entertainment.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, absolutely. During setups, Nicolas Cage lifted weights off camera to maintain the physique he had already attained for the film. Entertainment Tonight filmed the report on the film during filming and caught Cage working out between takes.
What physique?
I mean, he's kind of yoked, kind of.
Well, he was eating yolk?
I feel like Cage was much more like stocky and like Kiss of Death. He was stocky in that, you know. And this, I mean, you cool, you know. You ain't swole, you know. You're not Ving Rhames big, but you know you cool.
You cool. Should have been working out with Ving Rhames because that's one big dude.
That's a huge dude. Always been a huge dude. Always will be a huge dude.
That's a big fella for you.
So, Don Simpson reportedly hated the film's concept. When he and Jerry Bruckheimer ended their longtime producing partnership, Simpson was happy to relinquish any ties to the film, while Bruckheimer got the green light from Buena Vista to begin filming for a summer of 1997 release. The film was therefore unaffected by Simpson's death in January of 1996.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did he die?
I believe he had a heart attack.
Wow, probably had a heart attack after he saw
Saw
those
the
numbers.
first cut. Like, what the fuck is this?
Man.
So, Gary Oldman was the first choice to play Cyrus the Virus Grissom. Tim Robbins, Ed Harris, William Hurt, Michael Madsen, John Travolta, Kevin Bacon, Michael Keaton, Alec Baldwin, George Clooney, Richard Dreyfuss, Michael Douglas, Rutger Hauer, Peter Weller, James Gandolfini, Tom Sizemore, Ron Perlman, Sean Penn, and Mickey Rourke were also considered for the role of Cyrus the Virus.
That's a lot of damn people.
That's a long list. That's a really long list. But you know what's crazy? Back in these days, these producers, they'll get like a 20-name list for one role, and they just start calling everybody. Like, you want this? No. You want that? No. All right, cool. Like, imagine if John Travolta played Cyrus the Virus.
Who?
John Travolta.
Oh man,
Michael Keaton wouldn't have been a bad choice though.
I wouldn't think. I couldn't see Michael Keaton doing it.
No, I couldn't see George Clooney doing it.
I couldn't see Richard Dreyfuss doing it.
Definitely not. Or William Hurt. Or Tom Sizemore. He's too small and fat. Or Mickey Rourke. Definitely not. So I feel like they got Malkovich. That's your perfect choice for Cyrus the Virus for sure. Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Sheen, and Matthew Broderick were considered for the part of Vince Larkin.
Robert Downey Jr., Charlie. I can see Robert Downey Jr. doing it.
I can see Robert Downey Jr.
Maybe because we're looking at Robert Downey Jr. now.
Right.
And not back then.
1997 Robert Downey Jr. Sleeping in baby pools and shit.
Yeah.
You know, crackhead Robert Downey Jr. You know, he's already, you know, he's reformed now, so he's good. The real Con Air is a 727 jetliner.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it? 727?
Yes, that's not that big. It's like, what, like a 50-seater?
Yeah, it's not that big at all.
Imagine that. The scene where they stop in Carson City is totally exaggerated. The city has never seen a sandstorm. Which is true. Like, when I saw the movie again, I'm like, so they're in Carson City and this is wicked ass sandstorm. We don't get those in Nevada. We get like a wicked wind. We'll get like some rain that's hardcore sometimes, but with the sandstorm, no, that's never actually happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exaggerated a bit much. And last one, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, Kurt Russell, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Dolph Lundgren, Johnny Depp, William Baldwin, Stephen Baldwin, Keanu Reeves, Brad Pitt, and Tom Cruise were considered for the role of Cameron Poe.
You said Steve Baldwin?
Stephen and William, both Baldwin brothers.
I can see Steve Baldwin doing it. Because I think he has that southern accent.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Put the bunny back in the box.
I can kind of see Brad Pitt doing it, but then Steven Seagal, Van Damme, those are, now you're kind of pushing it. Like, nah. Because I've always had like a love-hate relationship with Steven Seagal. Like, he can fight, but he can't really fight. He'll slap you around for sure, but he doesn't actually like fight you though, which I thought was like, this is a waste of time. I don't know if you've seen Under Siege or Under Siege 2, but he kind of like slaps dudes around, you know, that's his get down.
Yeah.
Well,
I can see Steven Seagal. Come on, man. You ever seen Marked for Death?
Hell yeah.
Even though that's one of my favorite movies. Yeah. It would have probably been a total different thing. He would have probably been too cool.
Yeah, with his beads and his hair all tied up in a bun and all that shit. Yeah, he would have been. I guarantee he wouldn't have came at you with no Alabama accent. That's a Nick Cage name for sure.
Definitely a Nick Cage.
Well, that's it. That's the movie, man. Catfish. Listen, bro, this has been way too much fun, man. Thank you so much for coming out, hanging out with me today, as we go back through this monstrosity yet brilliant film, Con Air. Let the good people know where they can find you. If you will, plug yourself.
The good people could find me on Black Planet, J-Date,
Oh shit! Black Planet, is they even around anymore?
MySpace. Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, I think it's probably still around.
I still remember. I remember my Black Planet username. It was like JS 2006, and I had the worst profile picture. It was so grainy.
Dog, those pictures weren't pixelated back then
at all.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Plug yourself, man.
Instagram, Catfish Jean. That's Jean. Twitter, same thing. And Facebook, same thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, Back to the Classics, our movie talk Facebook group is up and running right now. Just jump on there and join the conversation. We love to have you. Of course, Beat Network online. You can find merchandise. We got merchandise now. Get yourself a coffee mug or a notebook or a T-shirt or a sweater. Anything with Back to the Classics on it. We certainly appreciate it. You can find me on all the social media simply at I am Jay Alonzo. That's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. You talk to me and I'll talk back. Shout out to my boy K Williams who couldn't be with us today. He'll be back next week because it's K's birthday special next week. Shit. We got some going down. K turns 34 next week.
Happy birthday, K.
So we decided to do a movie that came out 34 years ago on his actual day. You'd be surprised what we found on that day.
What is it?
I'll tell you off air. We're going to save it. We're going to save it for, the proper time to announce it. But we found some iconic shit that we didn't even think would come out on his actual birthday 34 years ago. So y'all stay tuned for that. Besides that, shout out to the whole Beat Network crew. Once again, a major shout out and a major thank you to my guest tonight, Catfish Jean. It's always a pleasure, bro. We got to get you back up here for another one, man. Soon. All right?
All right.
Meanwhile, this is Back to the Classics. I'm Jay Alonzo. Peace.